We're live?
Sorry.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
It takes a hot minute.
Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living St. George. My name is Chris McCarl. I'm a practitioner here. It is my honor and privilege to welcome each and every one of you from your couch, your office, or just your cell phone sitting in the backyard, wherever you happen to be. If you are visiting us for the first time, we're an open, loving, all-inclusive spiritual community that all paths to your divine understanding are welcome. So let's go ahead and open up with some song. Welcome, Cheryl Barlow.
Why, thank you, Chris.
Well, you're welcome, Cheryl.
So in this month's Science of Mind magazine, practitioner Eugene Holden writes about being still and knowing. And he said, listening to your heart is a practice of stillness. The messages from the still, sacred heart can come to us only when we take the time to be still. From that stillness comes the knowing. And then he writes this affirmation: I quiet my mind to listen to my heart, and my heart-mind guides, and they direct me to my greatest yet to be. In this stillness, I am. And certainly in this time, that is just an incredible and such an important reminder, just to be still. Times are surely changing, the days are rearranging. I feel the unfamiliar moving in. I could be so uncertain, trying to see behind the curtain, but there's nothing there for proving or to win. So I go inside, let my mind be quiet, take those roads that I put out for tonight. I take the time to heal, to see, to breathe, to feel. Spirit's there everywhere. When I lose myself, I find it. The news sends out its warning, and the world responds in mourning. How to hold it all without being consumed. Dear ones near and far seem farther, and fear wants us not to bother. But love can always find a way to bloom. So I go inside and let my mind be quiet, and take those roads that I put out for tonight. This space is mine. I can't slow down this time. Spirit's there everywhere. And when I lose myself, I find it.
Okay, let's just go ahead and get ourselves centered and open to the words and wisdom of today's service. So I invite you to find your space, go inside, close your eyes if you're so inclined. As I know and recognize the absolute divine intelligence, the flowing vibrational energy that is in and through all things. I know that I am one with that very essence of that energy as it vibrates all around me. It's in my room here, it's in your rooms there, it's with each one of us. We're all a part of that one. And I know as we move forward into service, that it's our privilege and our honor to share with you that which we recognize and understand as the divine. So I'm blessed to recognize everything that's going on know that this service will be presented in just absolute perfection. So in gratitude for knowing all this to be true, I simply release this into the law, knowing that all the work is done. And in gratitude, we just simply release this by saying these words together. And so it is.
So I go inside, let my mind be quiet, take those roads that I put out for tonight. This space is mine. I can't slow down this time. The Spirit's there everywhere. Yes, I will go inside. Let my mind be quiet and take those roads that I put out for the night. Spirit's there everywhere. When I lose myself, I find it. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our Core Council President, Gwen Hadley. She's going to do our sacred reading today.
Woo. Good morning on this beautiful Memorial Day weekend. So the name of my talk is The Path Made Clear. So what I'd like to do is define a path, and then I've got some quotes, some from notable people, and some are just anonymous. So path is defined as a way of life, conduct or thought, a trodden way, a route or a track between one place and another, or the direction in which something is moving, a set of actions, especially ones that lead to a goal or result. The path of greatness is different for everyone. You have your own passions, gifts, and talents that make a positive difference to humanity. Do not be a follower of the majority. Live life on your own. So Errol Ozen said, some beautiful paths can't be discovered without getting lost. Jordan Belfort, don't follow the path, blaze the trail. Garth Nix said, does the walker choose the path or the path the walker? Buddha said, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. Just because the path is different doesn't mean I'm lost. I make my own way. Cheryl Strayed said, when the path reveals itself, follow it. Ram Dass, don't compare your path with anyone else's. Your path is unique to you. Tina Passowin, take the path where no one else dares to, and always follow the path of truth. Peter Thye, today's best practices lead to dead ends. The best paths are new and untried. Do not be afraid to travel a new path. It may be the one that you've been looking for all along. Your path should be beautiful and crooked and just as it should be. By choosing our path, we choose our destination. Everyone has their own path. Walk yours with integrity and wish all others peace on their journey. When your paths merge, rejoice in their presence. When the paths are separated, return to the wholeness of yourself. Give thanks for the footprints left on your soul and embrace the time to journey on your own. Ralph Waldo Emerson, don't go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Henry David Thoreau, pursue some path, however narrow and crooked, in which you can walk with love. Walt Disney said, curiosity keeps us leading down new paths. There is not one path, there's not even one right path. There is only your path. I seek my path, I don't know where it leads. Not knowing where I'm going is what inspires me to make the journey. Pocahontas said, sometimes the right path is not the easiest. Abraham Hicks, if you're not excited about it, it's not the right path. Dr. Steve Maboli, happiness, success, excellence, they are not something you get for knowing the path, they are something you experience by walking it. And last, Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I hope you all find your path made clear and walk it in peace, love, and joy. Namaste. It's my pleasure now to introduce Anita Schoeff. She's our practitioner here at CSL to give her sermon. Anita.
Oh my goodness, those quotes and that song were so perfect for what I'm talking about today. I love how this comes together. So hello everybody, and I am delighted to be here and delighted that you have chosen to join me. During the month of May, the Centers for Spiritual Living theme has been Listen to Your Heart. And the first week, Joe Kovach talked about the seat of your soul. And he talked about how our soul is how and where life shows up in as us. And we can have influence on our soul's experience by our use of the quantum field. And then week 2, the title was Listen to Your Heart. And Elisha talked about stepping back into the silence. I loved the image that I got with that. And learning to actually listen to the wisdom of the heart. And then in week 3, Reverend Kathleen Sibley talked about the great work of your life and discovering your life's purpose and learning what gifts and talents you may have to give to the world, which isn't so much about doing as it is about being. And it sometimes requires stepping out of our comfort zone. So, now what? We've discovered that our comfort zone maybe isn't so comfortable anymore. It's become a little tight and narrow because we're beginning to get a glimpse of something greater in our lives that we may be meant to do. So that brings us to today's topic, the path made clear. Thank you. So I think of the path being made clear in 2 different ways. First of all, it may be clearly seen, envisioned, known to me. And, sometimes it comes in a whole big picture at once. Sometimes it comes in little baby steps, and each step reveals the next step to me. And either way, we must be open to guidance all along the way. And we cultivate our openness to guidance, which is spirit within, through our regular spiritual practice of meditation, prayer, visioning, contemplation. We all have our own methods. And it's so important that we listen to our heart, our voice within, because that's where divine intuition resides. The other way I see the path as being made clear is that it's cleared of obstacles. And sometimes those obstacles show up as situational barriers, like time or place or finances or education or even relationships that we're tied into. And the barriers are always limiting beliefs. And maybe by this point on our path, we've already worked through many of them, but I don't know about you. They keep coming up. I just keep uncovering another layer of my limiting beliefs. So it's an ongoing process. So whether we perceive the path as being unclear, as in unseen, or uncleared, as in blocked, I believe the next essential response on our part is surrender. In fact, I believe that surrender is so important that I'm going to spend the rest of my time talking about the practice of surrender. You know, sometimes surrender gets a bad rap because it's confused with submission, giving up, quitting, being forced to do something against our will. So I'm going to define it a little bit differently in terms of spiritual surrender. And my definition is the willing acceptance and the intentional yielding to a higher presence and power. Now, in traditional religion, we may have been taught that this meant giving up our personal will or desire or freedom to a higher authority outside of ourselves, you know, the God up there. But inside my philosophy, I see spiritual surrender as the aligning of our personal will and freedom and desire with that higher aspect of ourselves, which is the divine within. So I surrender to my divine self, my soul, to God, to love, to life with the capital L, to my higher power. And I surrender to that evolutionary impulse that wants to move through me. It's my purpose for being here. And I think it's absolutely essential that we understand that we're not surrendering to something outside of ourselves, but to the God within that expresses itself uniquely as each one of us. Someone said, everything we hold tightly to holds us back. And it holds us back from something greater, from some more wonderful expression of ourselves, something closer to our true purpose. So what do we surrender? We surrender our attachments. We may have attachments to people, to possessions, to places. I've been attached to homes before, to habits. And we surrender our need for control. And we let go of our expectations. I've noticed that whenever I have expectations, they most often require something or someone outside of me to behave in a certain manner in order for my expectations to be met. So what I'm suggesting is that we replace expectations with intentions, because intentions are self-generated and self-fulfilled. We get to make the choices about our intentions. Intentions point us in a direction, whereas expectations map out the route and the goal and kind of meddle with all the details in the middle. And that narrows our experience of something that could be much more wonderful. Craig Hamilton is one of my favorite meditators, and he's a pioneer in the field of evolutionary spirituality. And he said, very simply, when we surrender, we are getting out of our own way. Getting out of our own way. Very much like your song. The poet William Blake said this about attachment. The one who binds to himself a joy doth the winged life destroy. In other words, what we cling to, we strangle and lose. So how do we surrender? And this is where the lesson gets real. The rubber meets the road. Well, Science of Mind principles teach us to go within, to listen, to find our inspiration and guidance, which is the listening to the heart that we've talked about. Could I have a slide, please? Science of Mind founder Ernest Holmes wrote this: there is within ourselves the answer to every question and the solution of every problem. That spirit makes the demand and will answer that demand from within when we allow ourselves to wait for the mental storm to die down. Be still and know is the secret of guidance, as it is of every problem of life. A perturbed mind can never get the correct answer. A stilled mind always can, because the answer comes from the God within. Michael Singer, who many of you know as the author of The Untethered Soul and the Surrender Experiment, says that surrender is the highest of all spiritual states. In his book, The Surrender Experience, Michael tells about his amazing journey. It's such a good read if you haven't read it. He started out living in the woods in a rather monastic lifestyle, and he was led to build a long-standing meditation and yoga center, and then he became a forerunner in the digital medical records industry, and eventually the CEO of a billion-dollar medical software corporation. Maybe you've heard of WebMD. I've used it numerous times myself. And with every step of the way, Michael's path became clear when he embraced surrender. Michael says, pay attention to what the universe puts before you, and then see how you can participate in that instead of interfering with it because of your own desires or fears. So avoid either clinging to your desires or resisting your fears. That's the attachment that I spoke about. Make it a habit to relax in the face of a reaction. I was listening to a podcast interview recently with the modern-day mystic Carolyn Mace, in which she was asked a question about, well, how do you pray? How do you surrender? And she prefaced it by saying, well, first of all, everything we think or say is a prayer, because it's that vibratory energy of our word that goes into the quantum field to co-create what we experience. So we have enormous power. And then she went on to say, God, you have given me all this power, and I don't want to blow it. Tell me what to do here, and let me know in a way that I can't miss it. It gives me goosebumps. I love that, and I'm going to use it. Next slide, please. Ernest Holmes suggests that we court the presence and direct the law. He needs a little interpretation at the time, so I'm going to help him out here. Court the presence to me means to cultivate a deep connection with spirit through meditation and intentional surrender. And directing the law, I think, is to activate our ability to co-create with spirit through practicing affirmative prayer. And so this brings me to my final point in the practice of surrender, and it's a biggie. Trust. Trust. Have faith in the law. And if you're not familiar with how the science of mind philosophy uses the term law, I would say that it's the aspect of spirit that responds precisely to the vibratory or thought energy that we put into that quantum field. It's the quantum physics of spirituality. There's only one spirit, one God, one infinite, omnipotent presence. And it's only good. It can't be anything else, otherwise it'll always be opposing itself. Divine right order and right action are always happening, even when we can't see it. And I know keeping trust in the forefront of our minds isn't always our first instinct. Certainly not mine. So I'd like to suggest a way to make trust a more habitual response. Come up with a strong affirmative statement that serves as a reminder to you to stop and listen whenever you get triggered by an old attachment. Go within and listen to the voice of your heart. And it's even better if you combine it with a gesture. These brain scientists these days have shown that the gestures bring more power to our words. And for me, my statement is, be still and know that I am God. And that brings me back. So I'm encouraging you to discover your own affirmation, one that absolutely grounds you in trust, and then work it. I mean, really work it, until it becomes your first instinct when your mind starts spinning out. Trust, and the path is made clear. Next slide. I have one final quote from Ernest Holmes, and then I'm going to invite you into an affirmative prayer, which we know as spiritual mind treatment. And if you're unfamiliar with spiritual mind treatment, it may sound really different to you, and it works. So Ernest Holmes said, we have direct access to an intelligence that can guide us, a life force or energy or spiritual something that can heal us, and a law of mind that we can use. So I just invite you now to close your eyes and relax and just breathe in the power of these words and let it settle and resonate deep in your soul. I recognize that the life force, that spiritual something that I call God, is the one source of all life, the only presence, the only power. The law of mind that I know as the activity of God moves through every aspect of life. God lives in me, moves through me, and expresses as me, and every person. We're inseparable from our divine source, and we're always interconnected within the network of life. Therefore, I speak these words for myself and for everyone within the sound of my voice. Today, I declare my willingness to surrender to my higher power, to open to my inner divine wisdom. I exercise my freedom to pursue my unique spiritual evolution. I still my mind, and I pay attention to the voice of my heart. With strong attention and focused attention, I let go of any limiting beliefs that may throw me off course. I embrace the joy within each step as the path becomes clear to me and cleared for me. My greatest purpose and highest good unfold with ease and grace. I am so grateful to know this truth for myself and for all. I live in profound gratitude for these blessings, all that is seen and all that is yet to be seen. I release my word into divine law, that infinite field of potentiality that always responds yes. I trust, and my path is made clear. And if you are in agreement with these statements, please affirm with me. And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen. Blessings, and thank you for allowing me to be here.
It was really, really wonderful. We are, as you can see, at the center, and we are with a skeleton crew. We don't actually have the doors open, but it is imperative to keep our center going, and that is a message of a conscious contribution. So I invite each and every one of you to find it in your heart to keep our center going, knowing that we're working diligently to get the doors open for you again, and that there's some changes going on, and of course there's a few little technical problems, but we're working through that. We're buying some new equipment and doing some great things. So you can do the text by give if you dial that 435-850-6465. It's really easy. You set it up, you put your routing number and checking account, and then from that point forward, you just text that number and it will automatically do it. Or you can go online to the CSL St. George chms.com, give/online. Any of this information, if you'd like it, we'll be happy to text it to you. So just put a comment in the section, in the comment section. Next, announcements. So we have our community care circle, and it is a group of our members here at Center for Spiritual Living St. George that is available to the people of our community. If you're out there and you are struggling with something or need something, definitely give us a contact here at Center for Spiritual Living. The number is 435-287-8384, and they'll get back with you. Prayer requests. Of course, during these times, things are kind of trippy, and sometimes it can be a struggle. Sometimes you're finding just that you're having all kinds of epiphanies, and life is really all of a sudden good, even though the rest of the world doesn't seem to look that way, but you find it in your heart, that something just feels good. So feel free to contact one of your practitioners here at Center for Spiritual Living, whether you're troubled or whether you're just having a great way about life. So it's not just for the negative things. We do invite you to join us with our virtual Zoom online. We meet there at noon, which is about a little less than a half an hour from now. It's kind of like when we hang out after church and chit chat and stuff, except you have to bring your own food from your own kitchens. It's really kind of fun. We just sort of share what's going on with us, and anyway, you find that on the cslsg.org website on the events tab. You'll find a link that will bring you right into the Zoom meeting. Are we still doing the survey?
Through at least through the end of the month. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, as all of you know, that we do have currently no minister is with us right now. So we are in the search process, and it's kind of vital for us to understand what you, our community, are longing for with us. And when you're available, the things that you like, all of the things that are important to you. So go ahead and go onto where's Cheryl? Tell me again.
It's in the newsletter.
In the newsletter. Yeah, that's right. It's in the newsletter. So check the newsletter. If you'd like a copy of the newsletter, go ahead again and put a comment in there, and we'll put your email on our list. So definitely do that. Definitely take the survey, because we do want to know what you guys are seeking out. And I think it's time, Cheryl. We get Cheryl again.
Yay! Well, we're celebrating being back in this room with a handful of lovely people. I'm missing all of you out there. We're going to bring back a song that I know you can sing along with.
It's a new day, today it's a new life, my way. The doubts, they are no match for me. I'll take my faith and fly, because I know that I am creating my own destiny. The past is gone, it has no power here. There's a mighty force in spirit's atmosphere. So I choose to grow, yes, I choose to thrive. This longing will not be denied. It's a new day, today it's a new life, my way. The odds, they are no match for me. I'll take my faith and fly because I know that I am creating my own destiny. Right here, right now, I claim that I am whole. There is nothing else that I need to know. So I affirm my worth, yes, I'm deserving of God's goodness abounding in love. It's a new day, today it's a new life, my way. The doubts, they are no match for me. I'll take my faith and fly because I know that I am creating my own destiny. As I believe it, so it will be. Woo!
Boy, I haven't heard that song in a while. That was so nice. So we have this cute little skeleton crew here. We got Gwen Hadley, as you know, she did the reading. We got Marina running the camera and the slides. Co-Marina.
Woo!
And we got Gracie over there on the soundboard, and of course Cheryl, me, and Anita. And that's it in here. So, but we were kind of rocking it for that song. Let's see what's next. Oh, the closing affirmation. We all know this. Well, memory is not one of my strong points with these words, these things. So I do have to read them. So let's see if I can get the slide over. All right. You guys, you can do it with me out there in internet land. Something wonderful
Is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in all that I do. I am it. I embrace it. And I share it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is becoming. Thank you, love.
Have a blessed and beautiful week, and we will see you in the Zoom meeting. Bye. Love you all.
Oh, sorry, Chris.